Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the School District of Springfield Township Board of School Directors Interim Board Meeting, March 1st, 2016. Prior to this meeting, we had an executive session to discuss a personnel matter, and we will be adding a motion on the agenda this evening after we complete the business that is currently on the agenda here. So let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Reading of the mission statement. I think I'll read it tonight. Okay. The mission of the school district of Springfield Township is to educate and develop all students as learners and citizens who are high-achieving, resilient, and responsible in a changing global community. Roll call.
Mr. Chapman. Here. Ms. Casalis.
Here.
Mr. Lapidus.
Here.
Ms. Nelson. Mr. Rayer. Ms. Sarsfield.
Here.
Dr. Taratusky.
Here.
Mr. Taylor. Ms. Lipinski.
Here.
Announcements. The board, at its discretion, may videotape all or any portion of public board meetings subject to the limitations set forth in Policy 006.2, Broadcasting of Meetings. Board meetings will be broadcast on Friday afternoon following the board meeting. Are there any public comments on agenda items? New business. Number 1, personnel attachment. The recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the following personnel as presented in the attachment: certificated personnel, confidential personnel, support personnel, temporary personnel, conference workshop attendance. Is there a motion? Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Aye. Ms. Casalis.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus.
Aye.
Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye.
Dr. Taratusky.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 2, Thespian Troop 1154 overnight trip. The recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves an overnight trip by Thespian Troop 1154 to the 2016 International Thespian Festival at the University of Nebraska from June 20th through June 26, 2016, as per the attachment KK. Is there a motion? Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Chapman. Aye. Ms. Casalis.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus. Aye. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye.
Dr. Taratusky.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 3, recommended motion. Acceptance of Springfield Soccer Club Fields donation. The Board of School Directors accepts a $500 check from Springfield Soccer Club made as a field donation to the district. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Mr. Chapman. Aye. Ms. Casalis.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus. Aye. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye.
Dr. Taratusky.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 4, the recommended motion, Assistant Business Administrator. The Board of School Directors approves the appointment of Katie Braun as the Assistant Business Administrator at a salary of $92,000, prorated to the effective date of May 2nd, 2016. Appointment is contingent upon Ms. Braun meeting all statutory employment requirements. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I would like to comment, if you don't mind. Katie Braun is in the audience this evening with her father, and she comes from a tradition of a financial background. Her father served as a business administrator and was in finance for 40 years, he told me, so we're happy to have Mike Braun with us this evening as well. And Katie herself has a very distinguished career. She worked in Upper Dublin as an executive assistant to Michael Plattis, the superintendent, before actually embarking on her career as a business administrator, and she actually filled in for a year as interim business administrator in the Centennial School District, where she was most recently employed as the assistant. So she really stepped up to the plate, which proved to us, especially after we heard her in the series of interviews that we conducted, that she really knows her stuff. So we feel very fortunate to have Katie coming to work for us, and of course, with Ken as her mentor in the business department. We think we're going to have a dynamic duo, and whatever savings we had before, we're going to have even more savings. So Katie, welcome. We're happy to have you, and we look forward to working with you. Ken, any comments?
I just can't say enough about Katie. She performed very well in the interviews. The interview committee was set up as principals, director of transportation, facilities. It was pretty much a group decision. Technology, everybody, high school. It was very much a
I
unanimous
apologize.
decision.
I was trying to convey that it was an extraordinarily
very
large group of
diverse.
individuals that were
Diverse.
part of the interviews. I'll keep my mouth.
Really? So I'm just very pleased that we were able to offer the position, and that Ms. Braun decided to accept and come bring her talents to the Springfield School District. Now I'll shut. Motion on the table. Mr. Chapman. Aye. Ms. Casalis.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus. Aye. Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye.
Dr. Taratusky.
Aye.
Ms. Slapinski.
Aye.
Okay, as I mentioned at the start of the meeting, we will be adding an agenda item before we vote on this. Because it is being added, we will have a brief pause to ask for public comment before we vote on it. So the motion is, the Board of School Directors approves a salary adjustment in the amount of a $15,000 increase for the school year 2016-2017, effective July 1st, 2016, to Mr. Craig Thorne, Director of Facilities. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to ask if there are any public comments on this agenda item. Okay. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
Mr. Chapman. Aye. Ms. Casalis.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus.
Aye.
Ms. Sarsfield.
Aye.
Dr. Taratusky.
Aye.
Ms. Slapinski.
Aye.
I would just like to make a comment now that the vote has been taken. I appreciate the board's support for this particular agenda item and motion. Craig, as everyone knows, has really done a stellar job here in the district over the past 4.5 years. He really is extraordinarily adept at his work and devotes himself wholeheartedly to ensuring that our facilities are safe, efficiently run, and up to date in terms of compliance. And really, without Craig, we would be at a severe loss. He's well respected by not only all of the central office administrators, but by the principals who really deal with him on a very frequent basis. And most importantly, he's established solid working relationships with township officials as well, which we all know is critically important, particularly when you're talking about issues related to zoning and construction of buildings and renovations. So we're very lucky to have a man as devoted to his work and who has as wonderful a personality and who has such high integrity as Craig Thorne. And unfortunately, for the past several years, as the result of the salary that he entered the district with, he's kind of suffered from lagging behind his colleagues, and we want to set that right and make sure Craig knows how much we all appreciate the work that he does and the many dollars he saved the district over the past several years, as we know he will continue to do. So again, I just want to thank the board. I know this is a little bit sudden, but circumstances being what they were, we felt this was the right time to do this, and it's well-deserved.
Are there any public comments on non-agenda items? Future meeting dates. School board meeting, Tuesday, March 15th, 2016, 7 p.m. in the Freeze Memorial Lobby. Interim board meeting, Tuesday, April 5th, 2016, 7 p.m. in the Freeze Memorial Lobby. Board committee meetings, policy committee meeting, Wednesday, March 9th, 2016, at 5:30 p.m. in the Administrative Building. Property committee meeting will be Friday, April 1st, 2016, at 8:15 a.m. in the Administrative Building. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Motion to adjourn.